When we first came down, almost no one would come to us because there had been a group that had come down, and unfortunately there were huge losses. There were losses during surgery. The dogs, after surgery, were walking out in front of cars and getting killed. This was what we faced when we first came down here.
We would supposedly tell the town mayor that we're coming, and he wouldn't get the word out. The past few years it's been much better, and several times this week people have already shown up at the spot and had their dogs ready to go.
Need catheters. Okay. So just put one of the side.
Por última vez, se le comunica a la comunidad que están aquí los doctores para los que desean castrar perros y gatos. Ya que estarán hasta las 4 de la tarde.
Actually, Glynis, there's another pee pad that's the same size as this big one.
I think the biggest thing that we've had to overcome in some cases, the language barrier, cultural barrier, and explaining to people why spaying and neutering their pets is important.
If you imagine that you have to prepare for and pack up an entire surgical anesthesia suite and transport it to a different site every single day, that inherently has several challenges to deal with.
What do you have for surgery too?
I don't have anything at the moment, so I think
Are these 6.5 or 7.5?
6.5, 7.5, and 6.
Okay.
I think this table is 2 of these together, but I think most of them are just one.
We had been to Mexico on vacation, and I had dinner with somebody that volunteered for a local shelter, and we thought we might want to do something when we got back. I was actually talking to Alan Borgel. He hooked us up with Rich Roger, and within a few weeks we were on the beach spaying dogs.
And we've been coming every year since, and this is now either the 16th or the 17th year. It's been a long time. Year 1 was very different.
We started out thinking that they were going to be totally wild, and we practiced with snappy snares and crazy things. Even over the first trip, but then also over time realized that the dogs were sort of owned and they hung around people's houses.
The first time a team went out to catch dogs, I think actually somebody from a house started yelling at them about what are you doing with my dogs. We sort of had to stop and regroup.
Is your solution already made up?
Luckily for us, a woman came up to me and said, I think I can get people to bring these dogs up to you so you don't have to dart them.
Le estoy hablando y ella es necia.
The very first dog that we had in at the site came in, they had darted it from a four-wheeler, came in, we anesthetized it further, and it vomited a stomach full of baby turtles. And at that point we knew this is why we're here.
There's like a direct connection between marine turtles and
Los perros van a la playa a comer huevos porque la gente no tiene dinero para darles de comer.
If somebody has a litter of puppies and they can't get rid of them, they've been known to dump them on the beach before. The dogs will dig up the turtle eggs and eat the eggs.
And at one point in a couple locations, the dog population had gotten out of control enough that they were attacking and killing adult sea turtles. Because in the beginning, there were really packs of dogs on the beach.
Those are some teeny nuts.
It was dangerous for the people, it was dangerous for the turtles.
All the better. Okay.
en algunas sí me cuesta como un poquito de trabajo buscarlos caudal.
We have seen from when we arrived more than easily 60 dogs roaming the beaches of Escobilla to now if you go on Escobilla Beach you might see 2 or 3 dogs roaming the beach. When we were down here in the earlier years, we would literally see people with cutaneous larval migrants. Numbers of people would complain to us that they would develop this after walking the beaches.
That's not as yummy as you said it was.
When we treat each dog with anti-parasitic drugs, it helps the human population.
We rarely see the cutaneous larval migrants that we saw when we first came down here.
The towns we concentrate on are the towns usually closest to the beaches where the turtles lay their eggs.
We have done all the towns along Escobilla Beach, which is probably either the most important or the second most important beach for nesting sea turtles in the world.
This whole area was economy was based on turtle slaughter. Just a year or two before we started coming, the sea turtle slaughter ended.
La gente mataba tortuga laúd ahí para extraer aceite.
¿Y a poco todos los días salen a esta hora de la escuela? ¿O solo porque hoy fue el examen?
Hoy fue el examen.
Mañana salimos a las 2.
There's police that guard the whole length of the beach because people are there to illegally take the eggs or, the turtles for the black market.
¿Ustedes tienen clases de inglés en la escuela?
It's been really interesting to watch it change to an economy based on more ecotourism, where the turtles alive are worth more than the turtles dead. But if you're going to have tourists come, you can't have packs of dogs.
There's definitely an adrenaline factor. There's a dozen people waiting and everybody's hot and sweaty and stuff's not working and you have to just get the job done. A woman brought a dog in who had a massive cancerous growth on his leg and the dog was in pain, and so she had asked if either they could amputate the leg or euthanize the dog.
¿Quieren una cerrota o qué? ¿Cerrota? ¿Cierra? Cierra, sí. Un poco menos fino. Esto está bien, creo. Para cortar el hueso. Ajá. ¿Ya? Ok, vale. 15 pesos.
We're very, very, very low on gauze. Are there any more surgeries?
All right, can we get this guy? Then get this guy.
You want some collaborate. Bupivacaine. They can infuse every day.
Great idea.
It feels a little bit like you're living in MASH, especially when you're in the middle of surgery and the fireworks are going off.
Switch off with whoever, but just kind of keep that
Most of the dogs for the first few years didn't have names. Now, almost every dog has a name. A lot of them have collars. There's a different attitude. They're being treated much more as pets.
We go to a village that we've been to before and we see, dogs that we've operated on and they're healthy.
The changes have been huge, and it's the dogs, it's the people, it's the turtles.
Con la gasolina, con